So when we did this in class, we created our table and I gave you a bunch of insert statements to insert games. You'll notice right now if I do a select top 1000 rows on my game, which is kind of, cheating. Instead, we can also say select star from game, and that shows us all the records in our game table, which currently are none. Uh, let's get a quick start by inserting some data from our course information. I'm going to go back to Blackboard, go to our weekly content, and under week 2 at the moment, I have the MMORPG design activity solution and some insert scripts. However, um, even though we did it during the week, what I also tend to do is take these insert scripts, or later on we'll also have full refresh scripts that will populate your tables. They'll define your tables and populate them for you all in one swift stroke. Um, I'm putting those refresh scripts here in the content categories area under refresh scripts, and depending on the example we're using, mostly it will be mmorpg.com, but we're going to go to the name, the correct folder for the example we're working with, and then you'll find files here that are labeled correctly. Right now all we have is inserts in this particular one, but usually it'll be game refresh version 1, version 2, version 3. We have the game inserts here, so I'm just going to open it up with SQL Server Management Studio. By the way, if you don't get SSMS by default here, you can go to Other. It will ask you to choose one. You hit that, and then you're good to go. And then you can also click this checkbox to make sure that it always opens in SSMS. Now, in my case, I'm finding that usually when I open, it doesn't open in the current instance of it, so I will be okay with just working inside of this a separate instance, so I can go connect. However, you may want to instead excuse me there. You may want to instead open the file directly. I download it and then hit there, and it will open in your current instance because SQL is a little smarter that way. I'm going to get rid of that game refresh. That's something we're dealing with later. So I have my inserts, and I'd like to also point out that in this script, when I open it, it's loaded with all of these red lines, and if I hover over it, it's saying invalid object, invalid column name for every single one of these. And we know that the game table exists. We're going to look at what this insert statement is made of shortly, but I just wanted to remind you that anytime you're loaded with as many red lines as this, or anytime you see red lines, the first thing I want you to try is just go Edit, IntelliSense, Refresh Local Cache. You'll also notice that there's a shortcut key here, Control-Shift-R. You can tap that if you want to as well. So I do that, and it sometimes takes a couple of moments, and then you'll see that my insert statements now no longer have red lines. I might double check it just to make sure that I got all my field names correct, check all my insert values here, and so on. I'd like to give a word of warning. These refresh scripts are designed a particular way, and we're inserting null values because this is a refresh script and I'm providing this data to you. So I'm just going to hit execute now, and I'm going to see one row affected up to 17 times. I'm just going to quickly scroll through here, make sure I didn't see any errors. I might have seen a couple of errors if I got my field sizes wrong. For example, with the game name, if my field size was, let's go with 8, Diablo 3 would fit, but World of Warcraft would not. So you'd see Diablo 3 successfully get inserted while World of Warcraft would not get into our database. Everything went well this time though because I followed our specifications, and our specifications fit this data just right. So I'm going to hit no because I don't need to save any of these inserts.